So Elite 101. So I'm excited, first off, that you girls are interested in learning more about earning elite points, because there's a lot of charts, and I can send you ways to track it, and I can show you how I personally track mine. I actually have a tracker sheet. I'll pull it up here in a little bit. But when it comes down to it, it's helping your coaches hit Success Club, because the other things that come as a result of it all will come and fall into place as a result with Success Club. So when you just break it down into the 3 main ways to get elite points, it's your ATV, and that's the one that the points usually come later, and it's your cumulative volume of your team. So it's you with your coaches and their coaches and so on down. It's whatever volume you accumulate this year over last year divided by 10,000, and you get 1 point. It's not really something you can track because you don't see that on a weekly basis. The only time you ever see your ATV is through the monthly diamond or the monthly elite reports. That's the only time you're going to see ATV. What I do, like come in January, I took my ATV and I annualized it. So Jennifer knows that term. So I took my ATV that I had in January and multiplied that number by 12. That would be an estimate of what I would have for a year. Compare that to last year to see, would I have enough elite points. I'll be honest, as I stand right now, that ATV category is where I'm lacking. But with that promotion this month, that if you sell 10 challenge packs, you get 10 elite points. I have to get that. Like, to be elite this year, I have got to sell 10 challenge packs this month, because I'm only projected to have 5 ATV points. Like, I already know that. Like, if I take my best month and annualize that, I'm projected to have 5 points. So that's really where my focus is. And for any of you, whether it's from, getting to elite or to 2-star or just to get to the new leader conference this year, 10 points gets you invited. So like, if you sold your 10 challenge packs this month, you got those 10 points, you would get an invite. Or no, I guess you still need to be 1-star. But that would meet your elite point requirements to get that. So just keep that in mind. The elite one cannot track, or the ATV category cannot necessarily be tracked on an easy at an easy level, but it's going to happen naturally if your coaches are hitting Success Club. So like, that's kind of one that you just kind of let it go. The easiest way to get elite points is going to be by your coaches hitting Success Club. So for example, if it's the 3 of us on a team and it's for the personally, it's like labeled on your elite report as PSPV, I want to say. No, it's PS Success Club. So for every coach of yours who's a 2016 or 2017 coach, so not all coaches. So like, if you've been, like for me, for example, like Jade, Melissa, Reagan, like coaches who have been around prior to 2016, I don't earn elite points for in terms of getting this category. But you two are both in 2016 coaches. So if you two hit Success Club, I get a point for you hitting Success Club, but as well, if I hit Success Club too, it doubles. So if I have 2 coaches hit Success Club, but I hit Success Club too, that's 4 elite points. Does that make sense?
Yes. Do you get that every month that happens?
Right.
Okay.
So if we look at it, let's just say we're all at 0. If we look at at least for you, Missy's hit every month. Mm-hmm. So every month that you've hit and Missy's hit, that's 2 points a month.
Okay.
And do you know how to check where your elite point is? Okay, I'll show you guys the report too.
Okay.
So that's the easiest way. So like, if you just look at it and like, Jennifer, for you, you've got John and Wendy both. So like, if they hit Success Club next month, that would earn you 4 points. We still have August. We have 5 months of the year left. So again, if you had a coach if you had 1 coach hit Success Club these last 5 months of the year, and you hit Success Club these 5 months of the year, that's 10 points. 1 point for every month they hit, and it doubles for every time you hit it too.
Gotcha.
The other way that you can earn, the third way, is that if you have, it's your PSPV. This only counts for current year coaches. So Elise, for example, Missy is a 2016 coach, so this category is not going to count for you. I don't have a lot of coaches that count in this category. But this is, let's just pretend that you girls are both 2017 coaches of mine. For if you sold 3, let's just say 2. If you each sold 2 challenge packs, you would have at 100, and it's 135 PV you would get if you just had customers. So you both sell 2 challenge packs. And what did Daddy say? Mommy's going to be on call. I don't know how. Can you ask Daddy? Can you shut the door? Thank you. In all honesty, right before we started this, Kyle's like, kids, I'm going outside to watch the Pirate game, and Mama's on a call. If you need anything, fend for yourself. They're like, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Anyways, Dad's on duty. All right, so I'll give another, and this might be easy. I don't know if this is easy. I'll explain it, and then I'll start showing you guys some stuff in the back office. That might be easier. So if you each sold 2 challenge packs to your customers at 135 PV for the all access, 2 of those would give you 270 PV. So you would have customer PV of 270, and Jennifer has, I'm looking at you, Elise, but you each sell 2, so you both have 270 PV. Add those 2 together, that's 520 PV. If that's all the volume I got from my personally sponsored 2017 coaches, I would get 1 point, because you get 1 point for every 500 PV, PSPV. So those are the 3 main. ATV is going to happen on its own as your volume grows and you bring people in. Personally sponsored coaches that are current year or prior year that hit Success Club, you get a point for them, and it doubles when you hit. The third way is your PSPV. So any coaches from the current year, 2017, January through December, it's like, let's just think of a discount coach. If you had a discount coach that all they did was order Shakeology, if they signed on January and ordered Shakeology at 90 PV, they would get 90 PV for 12 months. So even a discount coach, that's still their volume, even though they're not selling anything for you. Mm-hmm. So whatever 90 times 12 is, 9 times 10 is 900. So essentially, one coach who ordered Shakeology for a year would earn you 2 elite points just by default, because you're getting volume from their Shakeology. So those are the ways you earn it. Obviously, how do you help get those numbers up? That's kind of where, that's the math behind it. And then where does it all come from? And that's where, emphasizing Success Club to your coaches. I mean, you guys all hear me talk about Success Club. But from an elite points perspective, that's going to help you get points. It's going to help you get points fast. Something like Team Cup, you could always do something. I know August is tough because it's back to school month. So, let's say your Team Cup team has 2 or 3 of your coaches on it. You can tell them, if you hit Success Club this month, we'll get team tanks made, or we'll get, I'll pick up these tank tops from here, or water bottles, or whatever, like some incentive to hit Success Club that would help. Perhaps some people will do anything for a free t-shirt. Some people don't care about that and want, a Starbucks gift card. I don't know. But those are ways that you could do something little to incentivize your coaches to hit Success Club. And then the volume, I use, and then also if your husband is a 2016 or 17 coach, that husband hitting Success Club could help your elite points. For example, the first year I went for elite, I would get myself to Success Club 5, then Kyle to 5, and then me to 10. Was kind of how I would bounce that stuff back and forth, because I wanted the elite points for getting him Success Club. Similarly, putting volume under your husband is going to help your volume grow. So I just ordered the 3 Shakeology boosts and a bag of Daily Sunshine, and that whole order went under Kyle's account. Kyle was on the volume leaderboard a couple weeks ago. That's because I ordered a bunch of stuff. When I order Shakeology packets, whether I'm selling samplers or, sometimes I'll just I like having them on hand, like we were talking about before the call got started. If I have a customer who orders such and such and hates it, or they drink it for 2 weeks and they've tried every recipe under the sun and they can't find one they like, I've actually I've taken 12 packets and traded 12 packets with someone else before. I try to keep that stuff on hand so that I can accommodate other people. Your Shakeology is good for a year. So by having them, and you can space them out, but by ordering them under your husband's name, that's going to help build volume under your coaches. If your husband's been signed up prior to 2017, it will not help your volume category because it's not counting for elite points. It still counts for your ATV building, but it doesn't count from an elite points perspective. So Doing things like Shakeology or a 3-day refresh. Like, guys, after Labor Day, reach out to your challenge group. Like, I know after Labor Day, I'm doing such and such, and I think I'm going to do a 3-day refresh that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Does anybody want to do it with me? If you had 5 people buy a refresh, what's that? 52 points per refresh volume points. So like, that's half an elite point. So like, and it's little things, but it does add up. Like, talking about things, obviously Energize is a big one. Like, I keep the packets. I have some in my drawer. Maybe. I keep the packets of Energize on hand, and like, that's what I'll sell, or that's what I'll send thank you notes to my new customers. And I'll say, like, thank you for allowing me to help you on your journey. Here's a little sample of what I drink every morning before I work out. It's my, if it's a mom, I always say it's my Magic Mommy Go-Go Juice. Or if it's not a mom, I'll say it's my Magic Morning Go-Go Juice. But I'm drinking it right now, for goodness sakes. I live off this stuff. So like, by giving my customers packets of that, not only am I ordering volume, not only am I ordering the packets under either my Kyle or my second business center, I order it under one of those. So I'm building volume. But I get other people to buy Energize too. I have several customers, challengers of mine, who love Energize. And like Jennifer, I saw Jennifer's in my Shift Shop group. She'll share her Shakeology recipe that has the digestive health boost or the energy boost. By talking about it, people are like, oh, what's that for? Oh, I'd like to try that. Or, oh, I could use help with this. Like, I love the digestive health boost is tasteless and just keeps things going. So I use it every day. So I do use all those things, and like Kyle uses the performance line. That's another way the volume can come in, because he does drink it. So I want to show you guys, I always get confused on when I screen share. I feel like if I don't have the screen open to start, then it doesn't always, like, the screen share doesn't always follow. But I want to show you guys where, okay, so it's open, my back office. Screen share. All right, so when you're in your back office, if you go under the My Business tab, My Qualifications, it's under Elite and Premier Qualification. So like you can see here, this was, it'll update again this Friday. It comes out the second Friday of every month. You guys will all have one of these. Once you're a diamond, this is in your back office. So you'll see like what your ranking is. And I'll be honest, even when I was ranked 5,000, I was like, I'm 5,000 out of 400,000. That's pretty darn cool. So like I remember talking about my ranking from the get-go. So some of you guys know I was talking about this to Jennifer. She's like, what are you, like a 9-star now with all the diamonds that just came? No, I was a 2 up until this last week, just so you all know. But that's changed now. This is the ATV that I was talking about. So for instance, if you look here, this 437, my kids took my calendar or my calculator. So what I do, this was 6 months of the year. So like if I'm going to figure out what I'm projected to be at, I take that 437, 660 and I double it. And that would be arguably what I would end the year at if things stayed the same. And then if I take that and I subtract out what was there last year, my last year ATV, I get a difference of 50,030. Divide that by 10,000 and I get 5. So that's where I'm projected. That's this category right here, incremental ATV. You see I have 0 here. And that is, like that won't change essentially until I probably won't change until the last month of the year, to be honest. But if I get those 10 bonus points this month, I can apply them here and I'm good. And you know what? I didn't even think of this. I forgot. So up until this year, there were 3 categories for elite points. I forgot. There's a 4th, customer PV. And it works the same as this is that I was talking about PSPV, this person-sponsored PV here. So this is where I've got volume points from my coaches. You can also earn customer PV. So if you just have someone who's a customer for the whole 12 months of the year and they're just ordering Shakeology every single month, you're 90 PV every time that customer orders through the course of 1 year. From one customer who orders Shakeology for a year, you would get 2 points. It's earned the same way. For every 500 volume points for a coach this year or a customer this year, you get 1 point. And it's cumulative. So like if you had 100 volume points from 5 customers, that would cumulatively give you 500 points. That would give you 1 elite point. And then, like, as you can see from my report, this is where the majority of my points come from. It's coaches hitting Success Club. And you don't really need to worry about, like, this whole thing in the middle where there's a maximum per category. This will show you that, you know, I have 109 total points. 76 points is where the 200th coach lies, just to kind of give you an idea of where things stand. At the bottom of the report, it talks about, you know, a little bit more about the ATV and stuff. But the ATV is confusing, you know, but the PSPV, customer PV, that's all about the coaches and customers you bring in this current year. Whatever their volume is divided by 500, yeah, is 1 point. And then for every coach who hits Success Club as well as yourself, you get a point. So that being said, I can show you also. Let me stop this share. I guess before I do the next one, does that all make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, like, because I'm a spreadsheet person, I actually have a spreadsheet where I track all of this. The Google Doc, actually. So I will open that up. But it was a Google Doc that I actually got. It was like a goal setting form that was sent to me, I don't know, like 2 years ago. And I was like, this is actually, I can make this more than just a goal setting form. And I added tabs to it, and it's just how I track my points. The only thing I track are my coaches PV and then the coaches I have in Success Club. Like, those are the two that I can track the easiest. What are you looking for? Paper, just regular white paper? Or like a notebook? You're welcome. Alrighty. I'll screen share. All right, so you can see this was my spreadsheet that I had made. So I listed out, like, who were my 2016 coaches, who were my 2017 coaches. These are the coaches who, if any of these coaches hit Success Club, I get a point for. So I would track, like, each month through who's hitting Success Club. And then so many pop-ups. And then on the volume, I do the same thing. So these were 2017 coaches. And as I signed anybody in the year, I put their name on. And then every week, like, you know how in your back office you can see the volume for, like, the last 5 weeks? On every Thursday morning, once that switches over to the new week, I go through and I update this spreadsheet. So I know, like, I kind of track it. So, like, I earned this many points. Essentially, you would think this category would get bigger because you would be adding coaches throughout the year. And if all these coaches at the beginning kept going, which that doesn't happen, but if they did keep going, then it would grow. So I actually was like, you know, pretty good start in January, went down in February, back up in March and April, but back down in May and June. And then I had a good month in July as far as, like, my coaches bringing in customers as well. So I just track it. So I just sum up. You can see I sum up the total of what their volume was and divide it by 500, and that's the amount of points.
Can you open these?
Sure. And say hi to the girls.
Hey.
Hi.
Bye. Goodbye. All right. There you go.
Goodbye.
Can you shut the door, please? Thank you. All right. So that's just how I track it each month. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So with Labor Day coming up, doing like a challenger-wide 3-day refresh is a good idea. You know, if you haven't ordered energized packets before, I will tell you, if you order 1, 2, or 3 boxes of the packets, it's the same cost to ship. So like 1 box of packets is only like $11, I think, with our discount. And then it's like 6 or 7. I just opened one of these for your brother. Where's Dad?
I don't know. You're the closest one.
I'm
So
always,
I always ask you.
you do always ask me.
Can you ask the closest one? It's like, we just said we have to describe to work.
Can you shut the door? I forget what I was saying. Oh, 3-day refresh. Oh, no, the packets. If you order 1 box of 10 packets, it's like $6 to ship it. But if you order 3 boxes, it's still $6 to ship it. If you order, I think 4 boxes, it trips it to like $11 to ship. So like I played around with it to see what it would, like the most cost efficient way to ship it. And I think they just have like, I'm sure it's just depending on what boxes they use, it's a flat rate to ship. But I hate paying for shipping, so I try to maximize that. So like when I order them, I'll order 3 boxes of the packets. I use the hydrate, but I don't see a ton of, I mean, I like it and I will use it, especially through like Shift Shop week 3 when they're 45-minute workouts. But beyond that, I really don't use it a whole lot. The Energize is the big one, and Recover is the other really good one. So you could always, like, again, the more you do it, the more your challengers are going to want to do it. Your challengers and your, coaches, your discount coaches, whatever it is, the more they use our products. I actually just bought the Activate vitamin. Random tidbit fact that I learned. People have asked me before why vegan Shakeology doesn't list some vitamins on it compared to the regular. So regular has a ton more vitamins listed. And it's not that things aren't in the vegan, it's that they're using plant-based sources for the vegan and they don't always know what the vitamin content is, where in the regular one, they actually add in and they fortify the formula to make sure regular has all these vitamins. They can't do the same thing with the vegan. So there are a lot of things that are the same in them, but vitamins that aren't listed on the vegan, they just don't know necessarily what's there. So someone had suggested, they said that when they learned this, they started taking the Activate vitamin, because to make up for things that are in regular Shakeology and not in the vegan Shakeology. So I was like, I'll try it. This girl said, she's like, my hair and nails are growing like crazy and I feel better. Like, I think it was like the B12 or something, one of the B vitamins. But she said she noticed a big difference when she started Activate. But I'm like, I'll try it. Like, why not? Bring in more volume. Same thing with like Daily Sunshine. I ordered a box of packets of those and then like I mailed them out to different, actually I did a lot of neighbors so I could drop them off and not mail them, just to ask them if they would try it and give me their feedback on it. And then I bought it for myself as well. But those are the big things. And then obviously getting the elite points is part of getting this invite to the New Leader Conference. The other side of that is getting a diamond. You need to be 1-star diamond. You need to advance diamond under you. And that diamond has to hold it for 6 weeks for you to be a 1-star diamond coach. So that's the other thing of it. And it really comes to talking with your working coaches. And I mean, everyone can build a spouse. That's possible, but it also puts all of the work on you. Where if you have a coach who's building the business and they themselves get to diamond, that makes it, it's more of a team effort. It's more fun. It's easier to balance and manage it all. So really understanding that, you need to have someone, not just someone who you think can be diamond, but someone who wants to be diamond and understands that they achieving and holding their diamond rank is going to help you achieve 1-star, which is also going to help you get to this new leader conference. And I'll tell you, the new leader conference is a lot of fun. I think the year I went, there might have been there might have been close to 500 people there. I don't know. It wasn't more than 500. I can't remember the exact number, but it was, it's in LA. Melissa, actually, she's not on here, but Melissa lives in LA. That's actually the first time I met her, because I was there and she came and picked me up and we went and she took me down shopping and we went and explored LA a little bit. But it's just a whole other experience. It's like everything. You've got Summit, which is huge and exciting, but it's so big. You've got Super Saturdays that are localized and, fun little day events. And this just takes it to a different level. You get to hear, there's usually, I think, 3 speakers that they'll pull out. It'll be usually top coach, which in the last 3 years, Mel has spoke at it. And then 2 other coaches usually speak at it, just different, they all have a different niche, a different background, a different story. You get to obviously hear from corporate, and then you'll get to go tour the actual headquarters. So you'll see the wall, the Shakeology wall, where it shows you every ingredient that's in there, and you get to do and kind of just see a little bit more behind the scenes. You see the massive office of tech people who work around the clock to give us things like Beachbody on Demand and customer service 24/7, and you see the workout room where the corporate people get to go work at any point in the day because that's part of their job, is to be proof the product works just like it is for us. Like seeing the whole back end way, like the way the corporate office lives is just the way you would expect it to for being Beachbody and what we know of it. So I don't know, it was a really cool experience. I mean, when I went out, I honestly hopped on a plane and flew out by myself, but I met some really cool people. The girl that I'm running this Summer's End group with was on my tour. She stood behind me and she was like, "Hi, I'm Kristen." And we started talking and we've stayed in touch ever since then. So it's cool to meet other people. It's an opportunity to network with other team members who maybe you've seen in like the Rising Stars group or something, to be able to meet them face to face. So it's an awesome event. I definitely think you girls all have what it takes to qualify for it. It just comes to, you know, making sure you have that other diamond or that potential diamond who wants it too. So I've talked a lot. What else do you guys need from me?
I don't think I need anything. It's all confusing. It
is. And you know what? You can go back and listen to this and pull up your back office and you'll be able to see your points. And by all means, if you guys want to set up individual calls with me, I can help walk you through. I mean, I get numbers. So I don't always explain numbers the same way that other people would understand it because I just get it at a different level. Like numbers make sense to me. So like things like elite, like I've explained elite to other people, like because I just have got it. Until you can look at it and kind of see like the numbers changing. Like go now and look at what the report says for like essentially last month. And I don't know if it shows up because I guess like Jennifer, you weren't diamond yet, so I don't know if it will have shown, but like the report updates, like I actually, it goes in this binder. I just knocked myself in the head. Every month I print out the binder and then I cross-reference or I print out the month and I cross-reference June month to July and where did my numbers change, and I make sure that everything that says it changed in June, or you know, like per my spreadsheet that I have, that it all changes right. So I just track it. I mean, you can take the number as is. That's fine. I don't know many people who track it the way I do, but I just like to know where it stands and where I end up.
So for the conference, you need 10 total, or do you need 10?
I think you need 10 for an invite.
Okay.
You need 10 elite points for an invite, which you should probably have those.
Yeah, I have 16.
Okay. So you would get invited already through the points you have. And then I think Jade was the one who told me this, 30 points get you your hotel room paid for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read that somewhere too.
So 30 points. So like even if you just look at, you know, you're at 16 now, that's halfway through the year. So like if nothing changed, arguably you would get to 32 by the end of the year.
Okay.
So like, you know, I know like Alicia is, right, MacPherson?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, helping her get to Success Club along with Missy getting to Success Club. And, you know, like when I was going for points, I would give myself to 5 and then get Kyle up to 5. So I got another point for him. But Tom, yeah, he would have been, you signed up last year, so he would count as well. He would have been a last year's coach. So him hitting Success Club would earn you a point.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Megan, I have a question. You know, the Push to Diamond group was so great in helping us get to Diamond. Is there going to be another one of those around that we can put our personally sponsored coaches into?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, one won't be right away because I know the point of this next phase is to help like from the Push to Diamond to go from Diamond and not get stuck at Diamond. Like that's kind of where the focus for that group is going. What I suggest instead of what I would do is focus on getting to Emerald and then getting to Emerald again and then getting to, because like your coaches would getting to Emerald because like Wendy just did it, right?
Right.
So I would focus at this point getting to Emerald and getting to Emerald again and not necessarily pushing to Diamond right away, because then your focus can get lost, especially if they're newer coaches. Where if you just focus on getting to Emerald and getting to Emerald again and, you know, basically say like, let's try to see if we can get you to Emerald again this month, or let's try to get you to Emerald twice this month, and start that way would be how I would present it. I mean, if someone's interested in, like if Wendy really wanted to go for Diamond and that's her goal, then that could be a whole other discussion. But I just wouldn't she's still so new that I would make sure she understands the ins and outs of what she's doing before trying to push for the goal. But if that's what she wants, I mean, we can certainly talk about that. I don't think there'll be a big group like that one was, just because I know that took a lot of effort on Mel's part to run that, and just everyone else who chimed in and did calls throughout those 6 weeks before Summit. But I do think that there will be another diamond push group. Like, typically speaking, they usually coincide with the quarters. So like we did one, you know, essentially that one was like the second quarter one. So like I would expect there to be another one, maybe like the month of September, maybe sometime next month. But they usually do one, you know, once a quarter or whatever. Because there's always new people pushing for diamond. I mean, I know that I have coaches who were pushing a diamond who didn't get there. So there is always, you know, there's always other places to go and things to do. I mean, for that, excuse me, that my time's almost up. But that diamond mindset group that everyone's in, like Wendy can be a part of that. That wasn't just for diamonds.
Oh, okay.
If that would help as far as giving her like another place to plug into, that would work. But yeah, like if we have interest to run another push group, we can. I just hate running push groups right after finishing one because there's usually not as many, and it gets old quick when you're posting and nobody's participating.
Right.
But there's definitely like information we could share should somebody be ready to push for diamond.
Well, I was just thinking if there was another one before the cutoff for achieving diamond and holding it for 6 weeks, you know, before the end of the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah. So like essentially think about it. If you have to be a paid one, do you have to be paid 1-star by the end of the year?
Yes.
That's what it was. So that person would have to be a diamond by like mid-November. So like if you back that up, and if we started a group by October, like I think when I did my group for Elite the last 2 years, I started them like in September. So like I basically made a group in like what I call it, a leadership training group we did last year, where the whole goal was to help get like for me to get to Elite. So I had the people who were pushing for diamonds. Like, you know, we could essentially make like the push to 1-star or something, where we could put like all of us in a group along with our coaches who are pushing to diamond and kind of I just wouldn't do it quite yet. Like I would probably start it in September. But I'll talk to the other girls and see if there's any plans for something like that. But I just wouldn't expect another push group until November or till September.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good.
But I think if we did one with all of us who are in here and everyone who's pushing for that together, that would be a good idea.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Well, if you girls need any help dissecting your Elite report, let me know. I'm happy to walk through them and help you understand any of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Happy Sunday.
All right. Thanks. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.